This video explains the reasons why Phil White believes the power amplifier has a chance to work. First, we take a look at the reasoning regarding the rotating airfoils. As described in a previous video, the airfoils are flat plates with a very small camber, high aspect ratio and zero angle of attack. These types of airfoils can be simulated for linear motion using NASA's online FoilSim Student JS software. There is a link to the FoilSim Student JS airfoil simulator in the description below. Please use the simulator to simulate flat plate airfoils with a small camber, zero angle of attack and high aspect ratio to see what the lift to drag ratios are. You should see lift to drag ratios of around 20 or so, sometimes even higher. Phil believes it is rational and reasonable to believe lift to drag ratios of 5 or greater should be achievable for rotational motion of the airfoils. Do you agree with that conclusion? Second, we take a look at the torque applied to the beam because of the rotating airfoils. If the lift-to-drag ratio of the airfoils is 5 or greater, the torque applied to the beam will be greater than the torque required to spin the motors. Do you agree with that? Third, if the torque applied to the beam is increased, it will cause the beam to rotate faster until the drag on the beam is equal to the torque applied to the beam. Do you agree with that? Fourth, if it is possible to redesign the airfoils to get a higher lift-to-drag ratio, more torque will be applied to the beam. Do you agree with that? Fifth, if more torque is applied to the beam, the RPM of the output shaft will increase until the drag on the beam is equal to the torque applied to the beam. Do you agree with that? Sixth, if torque applied to the beam and the RPM of the beam both increase, the power to the output shaft increases because the power equals the torque times the RPM. Do you agree with that?